I spent 2 years thinking I was in love. I wasn't. I was just starving and someone handed me a cracker. That's it. That's the whole thing. When you've been emotionally hungry long enough, even the smallest crumb of attention tastes like a full meal. Your brain doesn't know the difference, and that's not your fault. But if you don't learn to tell the difference, you'll keep eating crumbs and calling it dinner. Let me explain what actually happens inside your head when loneliness rewrites your reality. The science of emotional hunger. Here's what nobody tells you. Loneliness doesn't just feel bad. It literally changes how your brain processes social information. There's a study from the University of Chicago. John Cacioppo spent decades on this, showing that lonely people become hypervigilant to social cues. Your brain goes into scan mode. Every text, every glance, every "hey, how are you?" gets flagged as potentially important. Not because it is, because your nervous system is running a deficit. There's another piece to this. Naomi Eisenberger at UCLA found that social rejection activates the same neural pathways as physical pain, which means loneliness isn't just an emotional inconvenience. It's a full-body alarm. And when your body is already running an alarm, it's not picky about what turns it off. Anything warm will do. Think of it like this. If you haven't eaten in 3 days, a gas station hot dog tastes like a Michelin star meal. The hot dog didn't change. Your perception did. Same thing with attention. When you're emotionally starved, someone remembering your name feels like they're remembering your soul. Someone texting back within 5 minutes feels like devotion. It's not devotion. It's basic decency. But when decency is rare where you live emotionally, it glows like something more. Now here's where it gets dangerous because your brain doesn't just misread the signal. It starts building a whole story around it. Deep Dive 1. The Dopamine Trap. There's a reason you feel addicted to someone you barely know. And the reason is, you kind of are. Dopamine. The same chemical that fires when a gambler pulls the lever on a slot machine. It doesn't fire when you win. It fires when you might win. Anticipation, possibility. Maybe. When someone gives you attention and then pulls back, that's not random. That's the variable reward schedule that makes dopamine spike highest. Consistent attention, your brain adjusts. Intermittent attention, your brain obsesses. So you sit there rereading a 2-word text, analyzing response times, constructing entire emotional architectures out of "sounds good" and "haha, yeah." That's not love. That's your dopamine system trying to resolve an open loop. And when the attention stops, even briefly, that open loop becomes something else. A low-grade withdrawal. You don't miss the person, you miss the signal. And that's an important distinction. Because withdrawal from a drug doesn't mean you love the drug. It means your brain got used to the chemistry. And the lonelier you are, the lower the threshold. A full meal would be someone actually showing up for you. But you'll settle for someone almost showing up. Because almost is better than nothing. And nothing is where you've been living. So how do you tell the difference? How do you know if what you're feeling is actually love? Or just hunger wearing a costume? Deep Dive 2. Attention versus love, the test. Here's a test that works. Not perfectly, but better than most. Ask yourself, if this person gave you exactly the same amount of attention they give you now, forever, no increase, no deepening, would you still feel drawn to them? Or would you start to feel the hunger again? If the answer is no, you're not in love with them. You're in love with the possibility that the attention might grow. And that possibility is not a relationship. It's a hope. And hope, when it's not anchored in reality, is just hunger with better marketing. Love says, "I see you." Attention says, "I noticed you." Different verbs, different depth. One is a door opening. The other is someone glancing at a window. And here's the part that actually stings. Often, the person giving you attention isn't trying to love you. They're just there, being polite, being friendly, being themselves. You're the one turning it into a story. Not because you're broken, because you're hungry. Here's something worth sitting with. The relationship you've built in your head, the one where they text you first, where they remember small things, where they choose you, that relationship is real. To you. The feelings are real. The hopes are real. The late-night conversations you've imagined are real. to your nervous system at least. But that relationship only exists inside one person, and that person is you. You're not delusional, you're human. But you're also alone in a relationship that takes two. And at some point, the loneliness inside that fantasy gets heavier than the loneliness you were trying to escape. If this is hitting a little too close to home, good. That means you're ready to see it clearly. But understanding the trap is only half of it. How do you walk out of it? Deep Dive 3. The reorientation. I'm not going to give you 5 tips. You don't need tips. You need a reframe. When you feel that pull, that gravitational rush when someone pays attention to you, catch it. Don't suppress it. Catch it like you'd catch a ball someone throws at you unexpectedly. You don't throw it back. You just hold it, look at it, then ask one question. Not, do they like me? Ask, who are they? 3 words. Shifts everything. Because when you're lonely, the question is always about you. Am I enough? Did I do something right? Do they see me? But the real question, the one that protects you, is about them. Who is this person actually? Not the version in your head, the one in front of you. Ask the boring questions. Not, do they like me? But do they follow through? Do they remember what you told them last week? Do they have room for another person right now? Those questions won't give you the rush, but they'll give you the answer. And the answer is the whole point. Most of the time when you look clearly, you'll notice something uncomfortable. The person giving you attention isn't particularly remarkable. They're just present. And presence, when you've been alone, feels extraordinary. But presence isn't character. It isn't care. It isn't love. It's just proximity. Anxiety reappraisal. That's another tool. When your chest tightens because someone texted you back, that feeling, your brain calls it excitement, or love, or hope. But physically, it's the same signal as anxiety. Same adrenaline, same cortisol. Your brain just labels it based on context. You can relabel it, that tightness. That's not love knocking. That's your nervous system saying, we don't have enough data yet. Listen to that voice. It's not fear, it's wisdom. So here's where we land. Attention feels like love when you're lonely because your brain is doing exactly what it evolved to do. Prioritize social connection when you're running low. It's not a flaw, it's a feature. But a feature that misfires when you don't know it's running. You don't need to feel ashamed for wanting connection. Wanting connection doesn't make you weak. It makes you human. What you need is to stop confusing the snack for the meal. Stop building cathedrals on the foundation of a text message. You deserve to be seen. Not just noticed. There's a difference, and the difference is everything. Stop starving. Start asking who they are.